All right, come on up, Micah. I am so excited to introduce to you, and we're just a few minutes behind, but he's not long-winded. You know me as a social media expert. I've been studying it for 8 years. I went back a couple weeks ago, and I tried to calculate every dollar I have made from social media. And I've made over $1 million in the last 8 years just from social media. If no one else made $1 million on social media, then that makes me the only expert in the room. But I want to make $1 million a year from social media. You go, you're agreeing? No, Amber and I have the goal. We're not there. Our goal is to give away 50% of our income back to ministries. That's our goal. So I want to make $10 million a year so that I can give $5 million. I probably give $8 million because when you're debt free, $1 million is a lot of money, right, Stephanie? You go $3 million? No, I'm not. It's a lot of money. But so I knew that I'm good, but I needed someone else to take me to the next level. And about a month and a half, 2 months ago, asked Micah if he'd come on board as my social media manager and manage everything. Now we're on Pinterest and Tumblr and everything. And he manages it all. I have a YouTube show, and we're getting ready to meet with a big nationwide company that's about a $40 million company to hopefully sign a letter of engagement, hiring me to work with 200,000 realtors nationwide. And they said, we checked out all your social media. And it was before Micah, so he'd be asking for a raise if I said that. So anyway, so he's going to be sharing with us every month practical things we can use on social media. So I would encourage you to sit up, keep your notepad out, pay close attention, like a woman. Thank you. Okay. Right.
Everybody get really, really loud, okay? We're going to post this everywhere.
Okay. Right. Hey, here we are next.
That he's made $1 million on social media. A lot of you guys are skeptical about social media still for some reason. So I'm 24, and a lot of people, they hear me talk about social media and they think this is something just the kids do. How many of you either think that now or used to think that? Raise your hand right now. Go ahead. Honestly, thank you. So last year I started a business, and I had about $300 between me and my partner to start this business, which is crazy. I don't know why we did that, but we didn't have any money to pay for advertising. We didn't go to we didn't have billboards or radio or TV or anything. So we had to figure out how do we get in front of our customers for the cheapest price possible and convert them into our customers. And what we decided to do is, so first off, last year we grew to 6 figures within 1 year just through social media without a dime spent on any advertising or anything. And so a lot of people, they're skeptical that they can do that for their own business. And the reason they're skeptical is because they post on Facebook, or they post on Twitter, or they post in these places and nothing happens. And they wonder why. Why is this happening? When I post on Facebook, nobody likes it, maybe 1 or 2 people, nobody shares it, nobody comments. The reason why is most people get on social media and all they do is push their products or their services or themselves, and they never provide any value to anybody. And so before you go on social media, if that's what you're doing right now, you might as well get off social media altogether, because nobody cares about you. You're actually doing damage to your brand. So before you get on social media and post anything, you need to ask yourself, why should anybody care about me? And there's only three ways that I've identified that really work to get people to care about you. The first thing is you have to provide them value. And before you can provide anybody value, you have to determine what they value. And so when you go on social media, you have to determine who your audience is. What do they care about? What do they determine is valuable? And this can be, and a lot of people think, oh crap, how do I create something valuable? I don't have time to do this. I don't have the intelligence to do this. I don't have the resources to do this. It can be something as simple as posting a funny picture. You can take out your phone and you can say, hey, so-and-so, how are you doing today? That's valuable to somebody. If it makes them laugh, if it entertains them, if you find an article and you post it on your page and say, hey, I found this, I think that you can learn from this. That's valuable. And it's the same thing, if all you're doing is posting on Facebook and all these places that, here's my product, I want you to buy from me, It turns people off in the same way that it turns people off at an in-person networking group like this. So if you come up to me at an in-person group like this, and you give me your card, you don't even look me in the eye, and say, here's my card, check me out, buy from me. I don't care about you, I'm never gonna check you out, I'm gonna throw your card in the trash. And I'm not gonna look you up, I'm not gonna go on social media, I'm not gonna look at your website. And that's just the truth, because I don't have time to do it. So if you're on social media, then you need to be determining what do your audience, what are their concerns, what do they want to know, what do they value, and give it to them, just like you would in an in-person networking group. Because the more you do good for people, the more good things happen to you. And I learned this from Amber, and I learned this from Timothy, primarily. And it just makes sense. It's common sense. People do good things for people they like. So you need to make sure people like you on social media. You can't do that if you're just saying bye to me. So the second way to get people to care about you is to tell your story. And I didn't understand this for a long time. And this is the guy right here that made this really cement into my brain. What does that mean to tell a story on social media? And it could be something as simple as, and I've seen Timothy do that, he's the master of this. If you go on his Facebook page, you'll see him telling stories all the time. And the reason that he does that is because it creates an emotional connection with the people following him, and that makes them care about him. And so I guarantee you most of the people in this room have seen a story you posted, and it's connected with them, and that's why they're in the building right now. That's why I'm in the building right now, because I've seen you, and you've built an emotional connection with me on social media, and I care about you now, and that's why I'm here. And then the third way is, and this is the classic, the endorsement model, is you have to find people who have influence, who people pay attention to, and find a way to get them to endorse you. Now, Timothy's endorsed me. How did this happen? Is it because I came to you and I asked you, Timothy, please endorse me?
No.
I need this.
No.
I need more money. No. That's not how it happens. If you want someone to, it's the same way. If you want them to care about you, you have to provide them massive value up front. And that's the way to do it. So I went to you and I said, Timothy, I see all these ways that your social media could be better, but I know you don't have the time and all this energy to do all these things. No budget. So I'm just going to do it for you because it needs to be done. And so I do it for free. And that's
About 20 hours a week.
That's how it happens. So the other thing that you need to understand is not only do you need to determine who your audience is and what they care about, you need to find out what platforms are they on. A lot of people get really emotional about this. So when you hear terms like Snapchat and Twitter and Instagram, a lot of you have the mindset that you're resistant to change. It's because you're emotional about how you make your money. And Cal, I'm so excited that I've met you and that I know what you're doing on social media now. Raise your hand if you've heard of Snapchat and you use it. Use it, okay? There's like 3 people in the room. So if you're thinking about social media, you have to understand who your audience is, what platforms are they on. If your audience is 40-year-old moms, they're on Instagram, they're not on Facebook really anymore. If your audience is 20 to 40-year-olds, they're on Instagram, they're not on Facebook anymore. They are, but they're not really paying attention like they are on Instagram. So social media, the only thing social media is attention. So you have to find out where the eyeballs at, and you have to get in front of them before your competitors. And that's why Cal is succeeding so much right now, is because no real estate agent is on Snapchat, or maybe a few, or Instagram. And he's on there because he knows that's where the eyeballs are, and he's going to get in front of them before his competitors, and he's going to make the money. And the people in the room that are emotional about how you make money, you're going to lose, because that's not how you think about social media. You think, oh, that's just what the kids do. So if you want to win, you have to find out where the eyeballs are at, and you have to get in front of them, you have to provide them massive value. It doesn't matter where they are. If they're on Snapchat, you have to get on Snapchat. If they're on Instagram, you have to, or whatever the next thing is, you have to get there. And the reason why is because if you get there before your competitors, and you get in front of them and you provide them value, you're going to make tons of money for free. Because that's what I've done. You've made money on social media for free just by getting in front of the eyeballs before your competitors. So 6 figures in 1 year for free.
Big hand, Mike.